we are looking at the film industry today, Omasan. I mean, movies in Nigeria. We're looking at Nollywood. We're looking at, where we started from, where we are at right now. We are looking at content of Nollywood. We are looking at the production. We are looking at how the films are directed, how they they've evolved. Yeah, how they've evolved. That's it. You remember, Things Fall Apart?
Oh yeah.
You remember Mirror in the Sun? When you used to have it. And then there was this one by Ego Boyo.
I forgot about this called, but I know she was in Mirror in the Sun now, wasn't it?
No, Ego Boyo wasn't in Mirror in the Sun. It was Barbara Soki, Yudi Umundak.
And that was Mirror in the Sun now, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Mirror in the Sun.
Okay, because we were in Ripples.
Yes, you acted in Ripples?
Yes. And that was the days when, Zebe Jiro started off and, then Nigeria's come a long way.
Yeah. I remember when Zebe Jiro released Domitila into cinemas.
I know, you're always talking about it.
The Domitila, it shook the whole of Lagos. Domitila. I remember, I used to work in AIC then, where you had to go to Alagbado every time. And I would pass in front of, what's that cinema hall in Agege called?
Rainbow.
No, in Agege, what's the name of that cinema?
No.
Was it Penn Cinema?
Penn.
It's not, I knew it wasn't Rainbow. Penn Cinema. The queue was from Rainbow Cinema. The queue went as far as to where the railway line is.
Yes. Yeah.
And this way and that way, like a fork. And then the cinema is here. The queue was, and I'm told when it went to Gbaja, that film in Akerele, the queue was also long, and it got a lot of reviews and rave in radio, television.
I think won some awards as well, and it's good to know that a lot of movies now, even Domitila herself is small compared to the premieres, red carpet.
Yes. No,
they
didn't do red carpet for Domitila. Okay. But right now you see red carpet for Nigerian-made movies. Yeah. When I say red carpet, I don't mean just putting the carpet there and
everything.
Yeah, people are, they come out in their best.
Dressed to the T.
Yes. And then the TV and the cameras, the lights, everything is flashing and blinging. And then, of course, the content has also, they've put
really
in some efforts. But
really improved.
It has improved. It has improved.
And I think really, if we're serious about the fact that we have a monolithic economy and it's all about oil, which has now dwindled, and we want to diversify, Nollywood is the #1 thing. I mean, look at Hollywood now.
That's true.
So we can do it.
The entertainment industry in America.
Yeah. That's it now.
It's largely what contributes to their own
GDP.
Their GDP. So I think Nigeria should begin to really put that structure that would really help this industry to grow, that will help it to expand.
If Alaba boys will agree them, piracy.
The piracy thing
a problem.
Is a big problem. And I think that there should be stricter laws and enforcement for piracy. Because if you pirate, you are not only killing the investment that has been put into the movie,
a lot of money.
You are killing the future of that industry. And this industry has great potentials, and we must not watch it die. Something has to be done about piracy.
So no more. Have you ever bought a movie in the traffic?
No,
because those are pirated movies.
Those movies, if you buy them, the one you start with a Yoruba, you start with the proper movie. By the time you watch it for 10 minutes, you are seeing something else. It blanks out, and I don't know why anybody would even buy that.
People do though.
I don't know
why
anybody
problem.
would buy it. It's not
do.
that the price between the pirated and the original
proper
copy, the proper one, it's not so much.
It's not.
So why spend your money on what you know is pirated? And I think, if there are no buyers, the things will not be pirated. Omasan, we'll just take a short break now. And when we come back, you are going to meet our guests. I'm sure you will love this young man after the break. Today, we have a great achiever joining us on the show. He is a writer, actor, producer, director, filmmaker, and a businessman, all rolled into one. Our special guest is a great culture ambassador and a multiple award-winning film producer whose movies have graced all film festivals around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving a very warm welcome to the one and only Kunle Afolayan. Hello, my brother. Hi.
How you doing?
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, if we were to clap for all the achievements that you've achieved in your young adult life, if I may call you so,
Yeah, sure.
the applause will be louder than this. And it will be for a long, long time.
Thank you.
You know, Kunle Afolayan,
Yes,
I know that, you know, you were born into movies. Yeah. The great Adelove. You guys may not know who Adelove is, but we knew who Adelove was. Those were the, you know, the great men that started what you would call, what we have as the Nollywood of today. Did you, when you were growing up, ever went on set with your dad?
Well, let me start by saying thank you for inviting me to the program. I feel highly privileged to be here.
I have butterflies in my stomach.
Well, I think one of the reasons I am where I am today was because I experienced that period. As a child, we usually followed, I mean, at some point followed my parents to film sets. We call it location. And then it was more like a family thing because every time there is a production, you have other theater group come from different part of the country, and they all stay in one place. You have more than 500 people in one place for like 2 months. And of course, as kids, we're always around them, you know, even if it's just to make noise and watch what they do. But so it was quite an experience.
So, I mean, I know that you didn't. Film for you was secondary. You were first, you read economics, you were in the banking industry for a while. At what point and what made you decide that, look, you were going to leave banking for films?
Well, film, yeah, then was secondary because it was something I was trying to nurture, but now it's primary. When my father was still alive, a few times we've made moves, and when I say we, I'm talking about myself and some of my others, I mean my siblings, you know, to try and be part of what my father was doing, but he was totally against it, you know, because he would say to us that there's no money in film production. They were only doing it for the passion, and that is why it was in serious debt, because of course I saw those records that he was actually owing a lot of banks. A lot of them will put everything they have, their wives, their children, you know, their assets, just to make film, you know. And at the end of the day, it was a struggle because at that time they were the filmmaker, they were the distributors, you know, they were the exhibitors, they were the marketers, they were everything, you know. So it was a real struggle, but. After my father passed, I realized that the industry changed, and that was when the new Nollywood started. And I started watching, you know, some of the new films, like, you know, Mortal Inheritance, Tadio Gidon's Hostages, and I saw a blend. In Tade's film, you will see a trace of where we were coming from, like where my father, in terms of production value. And the other cheaper ones, I just felt concerned, and I'm like, look, I could do better, or I could chip in some things, you know. And I went to Tadio Gidon. He was the first person I went to, and I told him I would like to make film. And he said, oh, okay, put down your name there. You know, I mean, he was a busy person. So,
if only knew.
exactly, and I put down my name, and he said, okay, we'll call you. Then I wasn't satisfied. I went to Tunde Kelani, and Tunde Kelani, because he worked on several of my father's sets, so I grew up knowing him. And I went to him and I said, I want to make film. And he said, who are you to want to make film? That film is not something you fluke. It's not acting where everybody believes they've got talent. Film is something you need to learn, you know, because there are so many departments in film, and for you to be a filmmaker or a director, you must have understanding of all of those departments. And I said, okay, but he said, well, you have good face for camera. Maybe you should start as an actor like your father, you know, and you can take it from there. And I said, why not? So in 1998, they invited me to audition for Shaworide, which was my first film. And I auditioned and I was picked. And that was how I started.
Shaworide was my first film.
Yes.
You acted in.
As an actor.
You've done Irapada, Figurine, October 1, and then
Phone Swap,
and then now you have the CEO in the making. In all of those films, in all of the films,
yes.
I don't want to say you can't tell, you can't tell which one has challenged you more. So which one has challenged you more of all these films that
I'll say it's the Figurine.
The Figurine.
Really?
Yeah,
and why?
because the Figurine was a transition from what we're used to in the industry. Yes, Irapada, I made a bit of effort to make the production value better than what is obtainable in the industry. But Figurine was, took it way, way higher, because that was when a lot of people believe that if you have quality film, you can actually make good returns in box office. All right, and the film also attended a lot of film festivals around the world. And we went through hell. Some of the crew, I'm sure some of them are here. It was tough, But that is
in terms of the production.
Yes, in terms of first of all, raising funds for the film. Raising funds for any film in Nigeria is hazard, except if your father is rich and they can just give you money. I don't have father who will give me money, so I always need to. I always need to struggle to make the film. So raising 40 million at that time for film was, everybody I went to were like, are you out of your mind? What are you trying to prove, or what are you trying to achieve? So I took loan here, borrowed money from friends there, and all of that. And also challenges of enabling environment. Right now we're in studio. How many people can afford to lock down studio for film shoots? How many people can afford to put all of this equipment together for film shoots? Because of the return. So we went through then, when we shot in Osun State for 30 days, then we moved to Lagos. And we were looking for a lagoon house. We went to a lot of houses in VGC. Nobody would release their houses for film. So eventually we got a beach house, which for me was better because, it was dark, the ambience was spooky, and the film is a thriller. So it helps the story better. But the thing is, it's just one house, there's no electricity, and we were about 30, 40 crew members with actors, and we were all living in that one house. And we were there for like 3 weeks.
Mr. Afolayan,
Yes.
if you're talking of, reeling out all these problems with Figurine, have you seen October 1, you yourself? Because
I think I've
killed
seen
it.
Thank you, ma.
The props. So if you say you had problems with Figurine, how did you achieve that set?
Okay.
For October 1.
For October 1. Yeah, like I said, practice makes perfect.
Okay.
And when you do something over and over, you work on your lapses, your challenges on the previous project, you learn on them, then you move to the next one. I knew that October 1 was going to be, a big deal. So from the beginning, I didn't wait for my props guy or my art director, to get props. No, once I figure out how, because I'm a director, I'm an actor, but also I'm also into production design.
Okay.
All right. So when I'm reading a script in my head, I have an idea of what the picture should look like. I can't do everything myself, which is why we have professionals. And once I consume an idea, then I was doing a lot of research on Nigeria 1960. You know, the pre-independent. I downloaded all the videos, watching what it was like then. So I started buying some of those props, you know, on Amazon, on eBay, all the gramophones.
Right, yes.
We didn't even have them here. So
Yeah. Okay. You're an actor.
Yeah.
You know. What is that role that you have never played that you would love to play? That one role that you have never played that you would really want to play.
I'd like to play a challenged person, like disability, either autistic, you know, autistic child, autistic guy, kind of, or a retard.
Okay.
Yes. And not the Nigeria video, not not our cinema video. No.
One in
No, not those
You know
ones.
what, Mr.
No.
Afolayan? We would go on a break, and when we come back, Mr. Afolayan, you will get into character for us.
Okay.
Excited to be in the studio with one of Nigeria's great ambassadors. One of Nigeria's great ambassadors, a filmmaker, a producer, an actor. It is all rolled into one. You told us that one role that you've never played that you would love to play is being a retard. Now, we want you to just get into character and show us a bit of that role now in you for all of us to see and the audience at home.
Like
action.
Light, camera.
Action.
Action. That's part of it, right? That's it. So you are not good, though. It's just laughing, Is it? No, but that's part of it. Okay, prompt him now. Okay. Are you going to go to school today, Richard? You know, when you go to school, you get good reports, and then you can go later and play your basketball.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Oh, God.
You got it down.
Yeah.
You got it down, you know. But on the other hand, though, are you sure it wasn't just laughing?
No.
Or was that part of it?
No.
Because I really can't tell.
No, that's
funny.
I don't laugh that much.
Okay, so
I'm
that's
just calm, you know. That was acting. You know.
Lovely.
Yes.
So you see, you
It comes natural.
believe.
You know.
I believed it.
So
we believed it, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But life growing up, you know, and having a role model that was your father, how much of impact did it make in your life?
Well, I'll say without him, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. Without being born into that family, I would probably have chosen a different career. But he influenced me more indirectly, you know, because like I said, he kicked against us, you know, coming into that industry and all of that. But somehow he got me involved in the business side of cinema, you know, which is, you know, traveling with his films to exhibit them in different countries, you know, in schools, you know, because then it was more of traveling cinema, where they have their projector, 16mm projector, they have the screen, and they have the amplifier and the speakers.
Yeah.
So when you get to a school or you get to a locality, you set up your stuff, put these white cloths, and you do ticketing, you know. And I was fully part of that. I started when I was like 13, and I'll follow the crew to Cotonou, even Abidjan. You know, I've been to different parts of Nigeria, and I got to learn the entire department of cinema exhibition, and you know, and film projection, and also PR. You know, because the PR and the marketing comes with, you know, you have this gramophone on the vehicle and you start making noise all around the streets, and you put posters on the bus. I was also part of this, you know.
So you work ethics, right from when you were young, that was instilled in you. Yes, Omasan.
Because he's talking about the business side of things now, bringing that forward. You know, you've been able to modernize things and really push our industry with regards to films to another level. Piracy, how, because I know you've been very strong on that, because it affected October 1st.
Yeah, it affected many films.
Many films.
Yeah, many.
So,
all films. Yeah.
What to do about it?
Well, I just hope the people in authority are watching this, you know, because if they are in best position to help, you know, the industry. We've been to the government house, state level, federal level. We've written petitions. We've cried out. We've gone to police station, but it's still the same thing, you know, because yes, we have laws, but the laws are weak.
And they're not implemented.
And they are not implemented, you know. And when our president, the new president, you know, President Muhammadu Buhari came, and you know, I read that he promised he was going to do something. I was all excited, because sincerely, a lot of people, the kind of risk that I take, 99% of people in my industry cannot take it. And I'm also getting tired, because after October 1 got pirated, of course, a lot of people expect that I won't make another film. But you know, when you are a fighter, and within you, you just know you can't do any other thing. You know, film is something you eat, you breathe, you know, that is what keeps you going. And for you to stay alive, then you have to do it.
You mentioned the CEO now. What was it like working with the legendary Angelina Kidjo?
That woman is, you know, she's a special breed. Just like yourself, just like herself, just like, you know, everybody here. I think the important thing is for you to discover yourself, because everybody has got something inside of them, you know. But if you keep it and, you know, you just allow it, you know, pass, then it's God has given it to you, so use it. And when I met her, we just met on the plane, casually. Oh, really? You know, it was a long flight from LA to New York. And I didn't even recognize, because I was tired, I was jet lagged. So 3 hours after I went to the bathroom, was coming back, I saw her. Then there was Wi-Fi on the plane, so I Googled her to see what her current look is, and I saw. So I said, yeah, and I said, hello, you know, and we started talking for like 3 hours, and she's a chatterbox, and you know, she, you know, and she's so open, and we met. We got to New York. We exchanged our works. She gave me her book and the CD. I gave her phone swap and figurine. And we agreed to meet 3 days after for dinner. And at the dinner, our husband was there. And every time she was talking, all I was seeing was this character in the CEO. Okay. The original character, according to the script, is a guy.
There you go again.
Yes.
You're very spontaneous.
Yeah, a male, you know, but energetic guy who speaks French, English, and who is spooky. You know, so, and she is. And you know, when you try to blend Beninois accent with American English and French and all of that, and Yoruba, you know, so.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait.
Yeah, so I just said I'll send you the script. Please read. If you like it, let's see what we can do. And It's a year now, we've shot the film, and she just won another Grammy.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
As an ambassador, you know, you've done us so proud. You know, we can't applaud you enough. But in these economic times, you know, it's all well for you to, you know, Kunle, you have the drive, you have the energy. But in these times, especially being a former banker, has it affected, you know, your business now? And then what advice do you have for a lot of people really are they look, say, let us be suffering and smiling, you know, but you have that energy.
Well, first of all, I think prayer is key if you believe in it. And whichever doctrine or whichever way you know how to reach out to your God, I think is important to, yes. For me, once I dream, I go for it, all right? And there is so much, in fact, right now, the economy is in a mess. Let me permit me to use that word.
We will go on another break, and when we come back, we will see what Kunle calls his most challenging film, The Figurine, and perhaps he'll give us a role to play, Omasan and I, on set. Maybe there's talent in me, who knows? After the break. We just saw a bit of Figurine there. You know, we talk about, in any profession, you know, we lack people to mentor, you know, like those legends we were talking about just now, who should have been living in Banana Island. And you also said when you wanted to start making films, you had gone to Tunde Kelani, who said just go and write your name somewhere, and then you were finally given an opportunity. What are you doing, you know, in the form of mentoring? You know, what are your plans for mentoring those who, I mean, they send you emails all the time. We want to be actors, we want to be actresses. I'm not sure anybody wants to be a producer, a director. They just want to be in front of the camera and look glamorous and all of that. Yeah. So what are your plans for mentoring? Well,
right now, because we set up Golden Effects, which is my production company, 11 years ago. And part of what I've always wanted to do, which you always see in our profile, is training, all right? And yeah, of course, a lot of writers also reach out. A lot of directors, aspiring directors also reach out. I found out we have very limited writers in Nigeria. We have few. In fact, we don't have 2%, you know, to cover, you know, the entire industry, you know. So, and these are put to test. I've reached out, I put it on social media saying I'm looking for script, you know, and people send stuff. But once you read, you just need to read the first few paragraphs and you'll know if this person is a writer or not, you know. And I think we need to do, we need a lot of capacity building in the country. So we're starting a film school.
So all of you, if any of you, our co-anchors, you are interested, just be following. So if they really want to get more information about this, how do they get it?
Well, the school is called CAP Film and Television Academy. We've registered it, but we're looking for a permanent site where we can have the structure, a proper studio, you know, like this, and, you know, classrooms. We want to be taking at least 3 major departments of film for now. I mean 4 for now. Which hands-on camera, sound, production design, and lighting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And those are the things that actually stand out in your movie.
Yes, because those 4 makes your the production quality, which is production value. If your camera is so fantastic and you don't have the right hands to operate it, it's still going to look silly. If you have all the equipment to light and to do sound and you don't have the right people to operate it, it's still not going to work.
But you attended New York Film Academy, right?
Yes.
Yes, and I know a lot of our top A-class actors and actresses go there. So with what you're doing now, because not everybody can afford to go to New York Film Academy. So thank you.
And that's why we're trying to bring back, in fact, bring back.
to Lagos.
Yeah, another advantage to this is, look, what I'm doing now was not really what I learned from, you know, NYFA, no. In those schools, you learn basics. They will teach you, you know, how to use some of these camera. Maybe they will teach you 20%, you know, because they want you to come back, all right? Then if you're doing sound, even writing, you know, it's just on the basic level. Also, what is obtainable in Hollywood is not what is obtainable here. For you to be a successful filmmaker in Nigeria, you need to learn the Nigerian ways, you know, and if you have a clear understanding of what is there, then merge the two together, then you beat them, you know, because it's, we have limited resources, but we still make films like, you know, like Half of the Yellow Sun, like Figurine, like October 1, and we compete out there, you know, with them. So we need to build our own industry more, you know, yes.
Thank you so much. You know, we could go on and on and on and on and on to talk about this, but before we let you go, give Omasan and I a role to play.
Ah, correct.
Give us a role to play.
It's your turn now.
Yes,
okay.
my turn.
Okay.
Give her first. She was one that asked.
You better show your talent now. We have this is audition. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you will give me a role after this.
All right. This is it. You are a counselor. You know those counselors in Uimbo?
Yes.
All those Uimbo?
Yes.
We don't have them here, do we?
Yes. No, we
don't.
Few and far between.
Few, okay. On the island, not here.
Okay. So you want me to be an island?
So I want you to be the island counselor.
Okay.
And
wear your glasses.
And yeah. Correct. Yeah. Strong. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. You are very successful. Everything you've built it and center it around this, your only child. And every time you realize she doesn't care about what you do, she doesn't appreciate it, she just wants to do her own thing. She has dreadlocks and she has pierced nose. No. And she has tattoo all over. But that is not you. But she's your only child, and you're worried, and you're thinking, all these my millions that I want to leave for this child, what's gonna happen? So please, ready?
Yes.
Sound, light, camera, action.
Miss Maloney, I've been coming here all the time. I don't seem to get everything that you've told me to do about my daughter is not working. Can't you give me some other tips? Can't you tell me what to do? Because what you have told me to do, none is working. She's got tattoos all over her body now. She's got dreadlocks. She's got her ears, her nose pierced. This is my only child. My future is in her hands, and I cannot afford for her to continue this way.
My darling, have you had your discussion with her? You're talking at her.
She doesn't want to sit down and even have a discussion with me. That is the problem.
Remember,
every time I start the discussion, she walks out of the door and slams the door in my face.
You're trying to be her friend. You're still her parent. But in that, you can still relate to her. Instead of criticizing her, tell her that, I love your tattoo. What does it stand for?
But I don't love the tattoos.
I'm not saying lie to her, but right now, Aisha, you're not even, do you know she called me yesterday? She said she wanted to come to your office, but that you shouted her all the time.
I can't let her come to my office. You know, I am a career-driven woman. Everyone in my office dresses so nice. They wear suits. I can't afford to let them see my daughter. Okay, so how did we do?
Amazing, fantastic. But one more thing, you know, if I were you, I would have said, smoke weed with her, you know? You know, but I mean, that was really...
Thank you so much, Mr. Afolayan. Kunle Afolayan, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. That's been our show on the Amazons today. Silo Bankole wasn't here with us because she's on vacation. She will be here next week. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.